Welcome, 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 everyone, to another incredible show. As we are
Are we
trying to
recording,
figure out,
Andrew?
I don't know, are we?
I don't
Yes,
think
we
so. I
are.
haven't had the message. Are we?
It's
I
just
didn't
well,
get
it's
the
just
message.
live. It's just live, and it'll be placed on YouTube.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes. As we are trying to figure out all of our cue points, forgive us.
Yeah.
And Lord Andrew has figured out, motherfucker.
So how's everybody doing today?
Everybody is good. Got plenty
Good.
coming in.
And if you come in, can you please mute as well as you come in? Thank you.
Okay. We have some balance. Andrew, you're muted.
Motherfucker.
There-
We heard that.
Welcome, motherfucker.
I am unmuted. It was unmuted. It said unmute. All right. I am a swearing piece of garbage today. Sorry. So I want to ask everybody through their tryptophan hangover, did you receive the email today about today's show? Yes.
I've received the past couple emails. I didn't check it today.
So
did, yeah.
we have been having issues with emails being delivered. Our email source is a verified source, but apparently there is some weird stuff going on in Google where our emails are not receiving to people and not going into their spam account. So if you don't receive emails and you pop into the shows, please check, let us know so that we can once again figure out why emails are not getting to people. It still has something to do with the election, I'm sure, even though we just talk about healing. We don't really talk about much of anything else, but you all received it today. Today, we are going to be continuing the healing with Trent and Amanda. So Laura, Maty, Dale, welcome back to the show. We have had our seventh show today or eighth?
Eighth.
Is it really?
How does it feel?
It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I think that the hardest change was being a listener for so long. Like I've listened to so many of the Adventures into Reality since 2013. Probably all of them, bar a few I might have missed. But for me, it was a transition of being a long-time listener to being a co-presenter and being able to change that. But once I got comfortable, it's just like friends having a chat, and it's comfortable to be around you all. It really is. There's no ego. There's nothing. It's just a pure flow, and us to able to like push each other a little bit into our own genius sides. It's really beautiful. So yeah, it's cool.
Laura?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. It is like friends having a chat, and having so many people coming into the live Zoom is fabulous as well, because it feels like a family, a collecting round, especially, in supporting Trent and Amanda. And also this way means we can meet a couple, more intimately and do a bit more work with them. And there's 4 of us doing it, and the support again of the Zoom room, everyone coming in. So it's lovely, because this is the way healing should be going anyway, isn't it? It's supporting each other. It's creating communities where we support each other. And I really enjoy it. Even being put on the spot is fun by Andrew.
Maty?
I'm comfortable with it now. At the beginning, I mean, Laura and I, we talked about this, that we felt we had to present ourselves in a certain way at the beginning. And just as Dale had said, going from being a listener to being actually a participant in the shows themselves is a big jump. But once it becomes normal and you relax into it, it becomes really easy. It's just like doing a session, just like I'd do a normal private session. Just forget about the fact that there's people watching.
Yeah. And for me, having these wonderful people on with the shows gives me a different thing, instead of me going, "What's your purpose?" and "Next caller, please." I get to go deeper and deeper. And that's why we brought Trent and Amanda on a number of times. Trent, Amanda, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Give us an update. Where have things been? Trent, we left with the mafia. You're getting exposed by the mafia inside you.
Yes. So it turns out the mafia didn't fully leave. So, fractals of the mafia left, but the mafia still present and still getting vanished every day more and more. As far as us, we've really been paying attention. I figured out that in order to see which fractal is coming forth, you have to pay attention to the behavior. Pay attention to your behavior, because anything that's outside of your true character is more than likely a fractal speaking through you. So I've been able to pay attention to my own behavior to see which part of myself is coming forth. And I figured out that a fractal of mine, an insecure part of me, was actually in competition and battling with an insecure fractal of Amanda.
Yes.
I was in the kitchen.
Fractal warfare.
Fractal warfare. Yeah. So I figured out, I was downstairs and I was doing this thing, and I forget what I was even doing, but I was having fun by myself. And I put this pizza in this hot chocolate box and put it in the fridge as a joke. I'm when Babe says he put the food away, blah, blah, blah. It was something funny. And I laughed about it. But whenever I came and told Amanda, I told the story completely different. And I didn't know why. So I had to, examine that. And I found out that it was just an insecure part of myself that was trying to trigger the insecure part of Amanda. And that's when we learned to pay attention to these different behaviors for these fractals, because they give their self away. They expose their self through their behavior.
Yes, they do. It's been up and down. I mean, we keep uncovering layer after layer after layer. There's a lot of inner work involved. There's a lot of self-awareness involved. There's a lot of catching yourself in the moment and being like, you know what, that wasn't right. The energy wasn't right. Why am I not fully in truth? So we've been doing a lot of that. I mean, we've definitely become a lot closer. We've been doing a lot of, victory ceremony and we've been having a lot of more joy in our lives, but it's also become more intense. As we get deeper into the healing, it's another layer pops up and it's you got to deal with that. And it's been up and down. It's definitely been a roller coaster, but it's definitely worth it. Our whole entire family has healed so much. We've all become so much closer. We've been spending more time together. We've been doing ceremony and prayers together as a family. So it's been great. Ultimately, it's just, there's work involved in healing.
Yeah. And it's, they've been wanting to do it more with us. It's not us forcing it on them. It's just, simply asking them or them seeing us doing it and, being intrigued.
Right.
So we've been able to come together more as a family as well, too, just from our personal healing. So that's been cool.
With that said, let's get started with today's healing journey.
Let's do it.
We did have a plan, but those that know me, plan is never a plan. As quoted by Laura Massey, the last several weeks in a row. If there's a plan, there is no plan. So what I want to start now is I want to put Laura right on the spot. Okay. I want you to scan the energy in between Trent and Amanda and give it words, shamanic words, as he walks away and breaks the field that she's looking in on.
I apologize. We have kids crying. Kids are crying in the background.
Go ahead and take care of the kids. Okay.
We got it.
I shut the door. It's the Wi-Fi thing. They just have to deal for a couple hours.
Yes.
I know. So yeah. Laura, you are on the spot. The space in between their heads where their headphones are. What is the energy, the shamanic words to put to it? Just describe.
I've got grandfathers from different directions. Between them. So we've got the grandfathers from the north with Trent. This isn't opposing, by the way, because they don't oppose. And we've got the grandfathers from the south with Amanda. And there's not distance. It's not that there's a lot of distance between them, it's that they're trying to find some. The grandfathers have common ground. They're trying to find common ground for Trent and Amanda. And there's some uncommon ground that they're having to go through to find. To make it common ground again.
Is that common ground solely the relationship between the two of them or the entire family?
No, I think it's the entire family, because immediately with Amanda and the child, the South is the childhood. So not just Amanda's childhood, but children. And with Trent, the grandfathers of the north are representing, in this case, a winteriness or a coldness. I'm seeing snow. So, and that is the grandfathers of the north.
Okay. Dale, I want you to describe that space between them. What do you see?
I see friction in a sense that there's bags on both of you, but these bags are just weighed down with bricks, and these bricks are from other people as well. And I see a togetherness within you, that you're both enabled to look within yourself from having the relationship between you both. And I see that co-creation space of coming together, being able to do this, being committed to the space with each other. But I see a lot of friction in that sense of being able to, a lot of both of you have so much responsibility, and I feel that there's so much responsibility on you at the moment, and it feels like it's needing to come off, kind of like the rucksack metaphor of taking those bricks out the basket. How do those words sound to you as I say them?
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense right now.
Are those bricks made of metal or something else?
I'd say wood.
Wood bricks. Interesting.
Yeah, and some metal as well, but there is a lot of wood in there.
So more like logs and wood logs
Yes.
instead of bricks. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Maty, what do you see there?
Mm-hmm. So I see a crisis. So I see a whole collections of different programs that are competing with each other, but joining in with each other as well, almost like a denial. So you've got, each of you are dealing with your own negative, we'll say negative programs, but that's not it really. It's the unhealed aspects of yourself. Each one of you has had those individually going on, but then you've also got light worker bullshit as well. And you've got these programs that are running that bring certain words, and there's a certain humanity, a certain suffering that you're going through that no nice words will be able to heal. And you can't fluff them over. And when you put the two together, they start to charge and charge and charge. And so neither of you know why you're behaving the way you are and why you've got this friction to you, but you're in denial of this friction. And you need to look at it seriously before this bubbles up into something else.
Yep.
Makes sense.
How does that feel to you, Trent and Amanda?
I mean, it sounds pretty accurate, you know, because we both have our individual journeys, but our journey together as well.
Yeah, personally, I would say that I feel like there's more togetherness than there is friction, but there is a lot of friction, and especially today, you know, with the kids being sick and having nightmares and me not having any sleep, and, you know, just, you know, it's, you know, we've been both doing a lot to try to make things better, and it's like it's not making things better like we want them to be, you know, expectations. And so there's frustration.
And the thing about it is, we took that light worker bullshit in deep consideration,
Yeah.
and we realized all the light worker bullshit, not all of it apparently, but we realized a lot of it, and we've been going at it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So that causes a little confusion as well.
All right. So with that being said,
Sorry,
yeah, with that being said, I'm going to set up something different now. So Amanda, I want you to try really hard and go full light worker lovey on him. Smiled face, no frown. You got to look at him, smile, and go full light worker on him. Full lovey light worker.
I love you, baby.
That's all you got?
That's girly. That's not light worker. Come on, light worker. Give some light worker lines. I know. Try it hard.
Here, I'll do some.
We're trying to read your. No, hold on. We're trying to read her light worker programs.
Go ahead, baby.
All right. So you're going to, whatever energy you're putting out into the world, that's what you're going to get in return.
That's angry girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's angry girlfriend. That's not light worker. Love and light, honey. Mm-hmm. I know.
I know. I see. I'm not really a love and light type of person. Like I can be, but
just try.
All right. I'm
knowing that knowing it will reveal to us what's really going on in your light program here.
Okay, baby. I'm sending you a lot of love and light so that you can get centered in yourself and grounded in yourself. I don't know what else to say.
That was pretty good.
Okay, that's pretty good. Maty, what do you think of her light worker energy there?
I think she can do better, but
what can you read from it?
Interesting. So martyrship.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. 100%. Martyrship.
It's that Cancer
Laura?
moon I got.
Yes, and I don't know, Amanda, that you still don't want to try and, with the abilities you so obviously have, to try and focus on healing Trent. I'm getting that maybe you want to heal Trent a bit more than you want to work on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something I'm not seeing clearly. I've been doing a lot of work on myself, and I've been trying to do, have let him have his own space and do what he needs to do with kind of not infringing on his own process. But there is the part of me that longs to be able to help more, to be able to do more. And that's, with my children as well. So I've been going through this process of trying to understand, especially with my children, what is infringement on their free will and what isn't.
Yeah, there was just an essence of a fixing energy with him. That's
Dale,
just what
do you think of her? What do you think of her light worker energy there?
I was picking up a lack of full trust with yourself and your capacity and who you are, your ability to who you really are, kind of like a lack of connection there really deeply. And the feet as well, as you were saying, that your feet are very ungrounded. So I was having to do a lot of grounding stuff when you were saying that. So what I just picked up, the lack of trust with yourself of who you really are, getting to that deep core of the authentic you, and that battle between all these different sides to the pendulum of who do I need to be? Do I need to be this person, that person? Was basically you being able to try and find out what true authentic time is for yourself. And that's what I got from it. And the feet as well was quite an ungroundedness at the moment going on.
Yeah, I think the lack of sleep is definitely playing a big part in that as well.
Mm-hmm. So, Trent, I want you to go full light worker on her.
Full light worker.
Oh, man, you can do a good one.
Okay. I know you're feeling super down, but we'll just alchemize this into straight positivity. Everything is literally going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. Blah, blah, blah. What
Don't blah blah blah. Come on, full light worker. Embrace that light worker in you.
Hard, right?
It is.
Mm-hmm. That's why we're doing this type of energy reveal right now.
What you just said reminded me of what you said to me last night.
What about? Well, here's the thing.
Whoa.
Now
Here's
we
the thing.
know.
Hang on.
The thing.
So can I jump in, Andrew? Because the first thing I got from that is denial. There's this huge denial energy going on between you guys. And it's not that you're not looking at the things that are going on around you. It's just that your ways of sweeping it under the carpet for the next 15 minutes aren't working anymore. And you've just got to attack it from a different angle. But it's denial. Saying everything is love and light doesn't make it so, man. And I'm not saying this too directly. Okay, that's a broad statement. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does. A lot of times I would try to just brush how she felt under the table, with toxic positivity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We both do it.
Just word salad, just saying a load of nice words and when actually, when you feel shitty inside. And if someone walks up into your energy and says, oh, hey man, you just need to do some sage, or maybe your energy's a little bit toxic right now. You're just like, fuck off, straight up. That's that's the genuine response. I'll be honest with you, rather than to, try to find some nice poetic words.
As far as the thing last night, I don't think it was toxic. Amanda was very
I don't
anxious,
think it was
and I was
toxic. He was trying to talk me down because I was in full panic attack mode.
And not panic until we find further information.
But I felt like at the same time, I felt like he wasn't honoring the space that I was in.
Exactly.
I needed to go through this process of feeling what I needed to feel, and he was trying to
which is the denial energy. Yeah, which is the denial energy. So there's an uncomfortable situation, so you're just going to word salad over the top of it and hope it goes away. You may have good intentions going into it, and you're trying to find the greatest words, but that's when certain elements of the programs that I'm calling the light worker bullshit, what we're talking about here is actual programs, activate and begin to want to overtake with denial, where somebody actually probably needs to go through the grief process.
Right.
So here's a question. What if the feelings are valid? Because the feelings are valid, but the cause
the feelings are not always valid. The feelings are not always valid.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is the cause of the feelings were not valid. Like the reason that she was feeling this way, I was trying to bring it to her attention. Like, you don't have to overreact.
Take a pause there. She wasn't overreacting. That is your judgment of her energy. And what she needed to do was to go through the process and you not tell her she's doing it wrong, because she's the one who will do it her way. And you are enforcing a perspective on her that you believe this is how I would react if you're in her shoes. You are not in her shoes. You do not have the vagina. You have the phallus here, which makes some of your perspectives fundamentally wrong at times. Okay.
And I've noticed that I used to do that more, not so much now, but better, I was doing that, trying to force my perspective on her and invalidate her feelings.
Right. I think doing a lot of work. In this situation, the energy of the children is creating these background friction programs, which makes it a little harder for you to get to both of your centers.
Yes.
So for just this minute, let go of the children. You are not stopping loving them. You need to put up an anti-children bubble right now. Okay? The psychic brats can't come in because they're really hammering both of you now because they can't get online.
Yes.
Okay? Put up the full-on psychic brat energy off. Okay? Dale, is that anti-psychic brat shield working?
No.
Maty,
Dale, look again.
Is it Maty? You know, kids, is it working?
I was just trying to help him out a little bit, actually. No, it's not quite.
Laura,
it's not quite.
Is it working?
No, not completely. No.
Okay. Dale and Maty and Laura, start adding energy to them. So Dale, just describe it out. So how you turn on your anti-psychic brat shield.
So I'd start to have loads of different kind of lights around me and turn these lights on just so they're like they're omnipresent around you, and just have the intention and that knowingness that it's going to be the anti-brat shield around you, and just have that perception of those lights turned on all the way through. Just there, you don't have to go back to them and think about them all the time, but you just go back and manifest them now and then, and just have those lights as kind of the manifest in the spirit world of having that protection and disconnecting from that, and clearing a bit of weird energies between them and the projections are throwing on you at the moment with, I want the fucking internet and all of that stuff. So just keeping those lights on. You could even, like Christmas tree lights, have them all around you and just turn them on.
Now, are these lights facing in or outward or both?
Omnipresent, yeah, all around you.
Distraction lights.
Yeah.
Maty, go ahead.
Well, I mean, this is giving away something personal here, I guess. But I will use a construct that looks like two huge dragon wings that come around in a sphere, golden wings. And then I just produce vast quantities of light within these wings. And that's a go-to for me, where I'm just trying to create light to distract all of those lower frequencies, or to raise my frequency.
That's interesting because
sessions.
Last night when I couldn't sleep, I did have a vision of wings. They were angel wings to me. And I was surrounding the family and the angel wings and flapping the wings to clear the negative energy out of the space.
Yeah, I've been doing that as well. Using the dragon breath and the dragon fire just to come through and alchemize.
Laura?
Well, I've got a golden web for them, so they can see through the web to the other side.
It's funny that you said that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I started with, was that golden web, Laura.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to add a little something different here. I want you to start broadcasting out all of their favorite television shows. All of it, to actually attract their attention to you. You're watching their favorite shows and they can't get in. I want you to attract them. How are those energy shields holding up? Anyone?
Seem to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to start having fun with you. Go ahead and kiss each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What's going on now? Well, they're paying attention now. Are they get through the shield yet?
Oh, they're wiggling through.
Push back harder. Push back harder. Kiss again. Kiss again. Okay. What are they doing now? They're trying to get in, aren't they?
They're ripping and screaming.
Okay. This is what's going on for you short term. It's what's causing. They needed the attention and they need a spot in your space. Kids do this all the time. Okay. There's nothing wrong with it until they become bratty. Okay. As soon as I looked at Amanda and trying, I'm like, oh, this is kid issues, watering their energies down. Okay. So I want you to give each other a really good 2-second kiss to really attract their energies.
One more.
Okay.
One more.
There. Yeah. Now, Maty, Laura, Dale, describe the energies of the psychic bracts in reaction to that.
I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see it. It just.
I got a sense of they're like, what the fuck? We're not affecting them anymore.
It's like you've outcreated it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, we're feeding their energy that's watering us down.
It could be said that way too, yes, because you're overly sensitive to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Laura, what do you got to add?
Yeah, like I mean, it's natural, but especially Amanda you've been sacrificing a lot of your energy for the children. And I know it is a natural thing to do. but it's not serving you at this moment. They've definitely calmed down. I've got them and they're like peeking over the top, just but calm.
They're still looking in now. Now we got to shut the curtains. Okay. What is it going to take with what you guys know right now? What's it going to take to keep those curtains shut and an anti-listening field? But they can't put the glass up to the wall.
Well, practice.
Yeah.
Practicing keeping them closed, those curtains closed, practicing the energetic bubble around us and not letting it affect us.
Yeah.
Reaching unfuckwithableness.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially with the teenager who keeps running away, disappearing on us, emotional vomit all over the place all of the time.
Right now, for the aspect of this show, bye-bye, go. We'll figure out, we'll find you next week. That's the energy I just want you to send right now. It isn't truth. It's just go off, go. Okay, peace, go. And the little ones that want too much attention, you've had enough. Go sit in the corner, psychically go sit in the corner. Okay, do your alphabet, whatever it is that you make them do. Okay? Enforce this mom and dad energy.
So what about when the behaviors, they just continue and they
that's
really
the challenge
affect us,
that's the challenge of endurance.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I know. But when 12-year-olds aren't coming home till midnight and we have to go look for them, like that's fucking extreme.
So let's Maty, what would happen if your 12-year-old was not coming home at midnight? What would you be doing?
Shouldn't step out the goddamn door until I was absolutely sure that there was no way that was going to happen again. Even if I had to follow her around all night long and say, I'm in the car outside, mate. I'll stay wherever you are. I'll be 10 meters away.
Exactly.
We've done that.
We took all
We've
the
knocked on people's doors. We went around in the SUV. Same stuff.
I think as well, the bet from my own experience of it is it's realizing those programs you have inside yourself when it does happen from your parents, but then in a sense, moving on where you try and not allow it to affect you as much as it does now. And I know that's very hard and it's been hard for me, but the more anger you get towards it, the more pissed off energy, it doesn't solve anything. And I've learned that from many years of getting pissed off with some of my kids, or we had a teenager who didn't go to school, he didn't do this. And all of that pissed off energy is just wasted energy. And if you can allow yourself to trust them in somewhat, obviously you have to check in on them, but not to have it fixated on them all the time, because kids are weird like that. The more you do that, the more you'll attract even worse behavior. And that's the what I've learned from my parenting. The more you worry, the more you put the energy of always making sure this and that, you're kind of pushing them more away from you. It's going to be hard, and you're going to have those moments of where the fuck are they, blah, 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 but just trying to let go of them a little bit more, being there, but letting them go more and not getting as pissed off if you can. I still get pissed off at times, but from my years of changing throughout the years, only the pissed offness and anger towards them just makes everything worse. And their behavior, or next time they'll come back maybe 5 hours later. And I've noted that, and something I've learned to change differently about my parenting is to make sure I'm not as angry if they make those mistakes, which my dad would have been really pissed off with me. And forgive yourself if you do have those moments where you do get angry, pissed off. Make sure you forgive yourself, give yourself some time away, both of you, to be on your own, relaxing, unwind, maybe go do your hair, go for a haircut or massage or whatever. It's important that you really de-stress from the kids as well. Have your separate time away from each other, 1 hour a week of massage, or going to go to the sauna or anything like that, just to kind of, I need that, or I'll lose a plot, basically. I have to have my time where I have to chill the fuck out and have me time. And that's just from my own personal experience of growing up with a stepchild where Gabrielle had another partner. So I've had a lot of experiences similar to you as well. And that's just from personal experience.
And another thing I'd like to add as well is that, so God, let me just jump in just real quickly, is that what I've found is that children are masters of energy. They can raise the frequency, lower the frequency. They can come in and just snatch your energy. They know this. It's so innate in them. Okay, they can do it at any moment. The worst thing you can do is they'll come into a room, create a frequency, and you match it straight away. You just match that frequency with them straight away. That's when they own you, you know. And I just have to say, 12 is very young for someone to be out and about late without coming back in. So that's, for me, that would be something that I'd be worried about. Yeah.
And that's the thing, like we realized that, you know, we reached a point where we were like, all right, we're infringing on her growth, and we were like trying to control her. So we've adjusted the way that we go about things, and you know, we're trying to instill the values and be an example for her. But
can you meet her in the middle?
No.
Can you meet her in the middle? What is it that she wants to do? What is it that's so attractive that's out there that you can't have a version of at home?
Dude, she wants to run around whenever she wants, wherever she wants.
She wants to do what she wants.
It wouldn't be so bad if when she went out, she wasn't making bad decisions.
She gets in fights,
but she is making bad decisions.
Keeps getting suspended from school and
fights,
caught with vapes and all kind of stuff. And it's been a lot. It's been a huge lesson for us, because you know, everything that you're telling us now is what we've been telling ourselves, and it's like so much easier said than done, you know, when she's so young.
You've reached full rebel against you mode.
Yes.
Now let's just, Laura, I know I'm going to give you a chance here, but Laura, go ahead and give your point of view here on what's going on.
Sorry. What I was going to come in with is also to use or connect. I know you do connect to the unseen world, but let's get some ancestral support in here. You know, she's your daughter, and she's 12, and so you can have an effect on her in the unseen, without treading on her journey too much, because you do have that right as her mother. So I would definitely call in the ancestors and see if they can help you a little on this to calm down some of her energies like this. But also maybe if you can sit down and talk to her about, I think Maty's just said it, didn't he? You know, sit down and talk and find out what it is she's needing that she's not getting.
Right. And that's what we've been working on. I think it's hard for her to express what she needs at her age, and having gone through so much trauma. I don't think she knows what she needs. She just wants to run and escape from everything, from herself.
So let me pop in real quick. You are experiencing full-on child rebellion. Fair to say that?
Yes.
What are the psychic attacks coming at you? And I want the mothers and fathers and children, people who have done children. I don't have children, but Dale, Laura, and Maty all have children who are all specialists in understanding energy. And I want you to describe the energy that's coming out for this child in full rebellion, but don't heal the energy coming at them. Let them feel it through your words description. So each one of them is going to give you a stream of what they're sending at you in full adult rebellion.
So I'd get a rebellion that I want my father. What the fuck's wrong? Happened to my father? Something's happened and I can't figure it out. It's all your fault. What's going on at the moment? I'd say bitterness energy, and I've experienced that personally as well, with family members. My stepson. I'd say blaming, a lot of blame coming at you, and this is just teenage rebellion energy, and basically unhappy with the situation, wanting it to change, not being able to see normality, basically that projection.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a big thing with her father. He passed whenever she was young, and you know, I kind of came into this like a year and a half ago, you know, so like she doesn't have that respect for me that she would her normal father. You know what I mean? It's like a love-hate relationship. Like she loves me, but I'm the one that's, trying to have the discipline and the structure for her benefit.
Does she, hold on,
So
does she
that's
really
where
love
the
you,
hate.
though? Does she
Yeah.
really love you?
I think she does.
Huh?
She does.
I think she has her moments because they do have a very close relationship when it's good, but when she's
Sure.
angry, it's all the blame. Everything's his fault.
That's still conditional love.
Yes.
Okay. Is it real love? Is conditional love real love?
No.
Okay. What is it?
It's love and
Conditional love.
conditions.
Okay.
Yes. I think it's
So-
hard for her to understand love because she's not loving herself right now.
There you go.
And love
So-
was really confusing for her growing up too.
So Maty, add your part to this. What's this rebellion aisle? Be challenging and wordy with your description, so as practitioners of energy, they can feel the spikes and jabs and sword slashes that are coming, because there are.
Oh yeah. I've caught her killing me in her head before too.
Okay. Go ahead, Maty.
So you're
You're
asking me,
muted.
it all broke up a little bit in my ear then.
Just give the description of what this rebellious child is projecting at them, and be
Okay, so-
descriptive how harsh the energy is.
Yeah, okay. So so what it is it's that she's still in pain. When she's seeing you guys on your healing journey and you're trying to do your healing in the way that you're doing your healing, that to her looks like you've just fucking forgotten about everything. Like to her, she's like, well, hang on a minute, I've had a difficult fucking life. Why do you just skip off into the fucking sunset and all be hippy dippy, trippy, lovely? I'm still fucking hurting. And then she sees that he's come in and he's just brought more of this shit into the family. So now there's you two batting off this stuff she doesn't really understand, this stuff that you guys are trying to project onto her to help her to heal. But she's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's just it's just that it's this, she's still hurting. She doesn't know how to stop herself from hurting, and nothing that you're doing is stopping her from hurting. So she just feels like she's completely and utterly on her own. And every time anybody tries to speak to her about healing, she just doesn't hear it. Because nobody's learned to speak her language yet.
Yeah, we've been trying to do that and it's difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura, what do you think is going on here? You give your description of the
so
energy
sad.
coming.
She is so sad. It's so sad. She's so sad. She is so sad. And she's so hurting. And she can't be heard. She's not being heard. So she's not really caring about anything else at this moment, about obeying rules. She doesn't care what rules. She doesn't know how to cope with her own emotions at the moment of what she's going through. So she's frustrated. I feel like, she's saying, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. I hurt.
Yes.
I hurt.
Yeah.
I don't care about your healing. I care about how I feel because I'm 12 and I don't understand what's gone on. I don't understand why I'm feeling these feelings. I don't want to feel these feelings. I keep trying to run away from these feelings, but they keep following me. And whatever I do, I can't get rid of these feelings, this hurt, and also that I'm not good enough either. That I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I feel so sad.
Yes, and that's what I'm dealing with every day is feeling that sadness and not knowing how to fix it because I've been trying to spend more time with her one-on-one and listen to her and conversate with her and make her feel loved and special and talking to her about her worth and how she can do little things to heal herself and it's like sometimes she'll take it in and other times she doesn't want to hear it at all. And it's like, we'll make progress and then it will go back to square one, hours later.
I think as well that what some advice would be, so when you're speaking to her is not recommending things for her. And always what I did with Lily, one of my stepdaughters, is I always made sure I picked my moments with her. And I'd basically tell her, especially for you, Trent, as a stepdad, I'd say the words and say what's happened and just say, I'm not trying to tell you to do anything, but I'm always here to listen. If you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here and open. You can come find me. And those words are one of the greatest words you can tell a kid, is that when they're ready to talk, you're going to be there listening to them, fortifying the reality with that you care, especially Trent. Have a conversation alone with her and just say, I know the situation for what it is, but I love you and I want you to know that. And I know I'm not your real father, but and so on, but I want to be there for you as a father figure, and speak to, whenever you're ready to speak to him, I'm here to listen to you, whatever you're going through, and kind of re-fortifying that in the reality all the time. Because the more you recommend to kids, the more they'll be like, fuck off, not a chance. If you're going to recommend me to do something lovey-dovey, I'm not going to listen to you. So just pick your moments. Don't go into it when you feel there's charge. Use your psychic skills and have a moment when there's vulnerability there, and you're able to talk to her a little bit, and just keep saying it every few weeks. Keep reassuring her that you're there. And whenever she's ready to talk about it, you're both there to listen without trying to change her, but just listen to her as loving parents. And that support, and that's from personal experience, which helped me with Lily. My connection to her is ridiculously close now. And from me doing that, actually taking the time aside to keep telling her it, not all the time, but once every month, just tell her again, look, I know this has happened and I know it's been fucking crazy, but I love you and I'm here for you.
Great. Does she have her own room?
Yes, she doesn't like it.
What's wrong with it?
So we have a couple rooms upstairs, and her room is downstairs. And okay. I think she feels uncomfortable that she's downstairs by herself. So we've been letting her sleep upstairs in her sister's room with her. So she does have her own space. She just doesn't feel comfortable.
How old is the sister? How old is the sister?
She's 7. She'll be 8 in a couple of days, actually.
And you don't want an 8-year-old downstairs?
She refused. We tried to talk to them about it, and she's afraid too.
Okay. Is there a mirror downstairs?
Amira's upstairs and Kylie's downstairs. So the 12-year-old's downstairs.
Mirrors, reflective mirrors.
A mirror. Is there a mirror in that room downstairs?
I do believe there is a mirror.
Take the mirror out. Take the mirror out.
Yeah. Okay. Get it out. Get it out.
You haven't got them in any other rooms you sleep in, have you? Mirrors.
Yeah, we have some in our room.
We have 2 in here. Right,
one we can't see from the bed. The other one we sometimes will cover it.
We cover up the TV and stuff, but
just cover them up. But know that if you have a child who's hitting that age, now I want to say something to you, Amanda. I saw a documentary once, a short documentary that was taking teenage children, and they were showing people as close-ups of people's faces as they dropped down from a roller coaster, and they're afraid. And they asked all of these teenagers to describe what emotion they thought they saw on the faces of these people. And they all said anger instead of fear, right? And fear in you, when you have a child who's coming on like that, and their bodies are starting to change, their spiritual contracts begin to change, and the whole level to which they can be haunted changes. And when you're coming to them afraid, they think you're angry. This is why you're not getting the responses that you feel like you should be getting, because when you're showing fear, they see anger, aggression. It's completely mixed up to them. And then with the mirrors, when you have a child of that age and they're going through those destructive thought patterns and there's a mirror there, you're just given the direct portal to anything that wants to jump in and just take over and influence and bring drama and all the other things that these types of entities and beings can bring. So especially suicide demons and things like that.
What I'm going to suggest here is not exactly radical, but it's something you're going to have to think about, where she does a complete and total room redecoration, where you could help her paint the walls, but the walls cannot be one color. One wall can be red, one wall can be green, and the room ceiling a different color. Her choice.
Can we do tapestries too?
Yeah, we're not really supposed to paint here unless I don't know, there's some like ridiculous amount of money they want for.
Okay, so they won't allow you to paint.
Yeah, so we actually have been talking.
So you can decorate with cloths and blankets and things like that.
Yes.
So in the beginning, tapestries have their own energies that they'll reject.
It might be a good idea. We had this problem, was send a letter to the landlord and just say you'll paint over it and repaint it back if you leave. That's probably the best way that be open to doing that. Is if you say
Yeah,
to
we
them,
can try
look,
that.
can I paint this color? But when we leave, I put it in writing that I'll paint it back to white or whatever color it is.
Okay.
Now, the reason 3 colors is going to confuse them when they wake up and go to sleep in a good way. It's going to make them have to work back to regular human colors. Now, I said in the beginning, tapestries are no good because they will be rejected versus the texture of the wall, which is something different when they wake up and go to sleep. Okay. We want something very flat. So ask the owners first. Ask if you could do it. If they allow it, 3 colors, let her pick, make sure she paints it. And she's going to ask why, because we want you to feel comfortable in that room.
Right.
What does it take for us as parents to make you feel comfortable in that room that we're not rejecting you? Okay. Let's just say, for conversation's sake, you paint the walls. What else is she going to want in her room that's going to give her not just moral security, but spiritual security?
Yeah, we've been talking to her, because, Christmas is coming up, and we had mentioned you want to redecorate your room, maybe, put a lamp in there. She's very artsy, so some of her own artwork and, crystals and stuff of that nature.
What
And
kind
I
of
know
art?
she's also feeling the energy from the house from previous things,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's not
that,
helping.
That's you projecting on her. She's not feeling anything right now.
okay.
She
As
doesn't
far
doesn't feel anything right now.
as
What
far
kind
as
of
the
art
art,
yeah.
she does drawing. And she used to do it a lot more often, and she's been hard for her. She says she doesn't like it anymore. So I've been trying to give her, you can do journaling, you can draw. There's other things that you can do outside of the cell phone. And she's been rebellious against that as well.
Okay.
What's some of the normal things you used to do that used to bring you joy as a family, or she used to get joy from? That's like not at all spiritual, really, just something that was fun.
Just getting out of the house and doing stuff together, just going outside, or, going maybe to a movie, or even just watching a movie together, in the house. She's really good at, she plays basketball. So that's one thing that might be fun for her to do with us as a family.
Or just for her to do, just to recapture some of the joy she's lost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, recapture some of the joy she's had with you in the past, or both of you before.
Right.
Does she like theme parks, like rides and stuff?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Take her out for a day theme park, just pure adrenaline fun of just completely you and her or Trent. Just, yeah, that's a good one I use a lot.
Yeah. She would like that.
So let's take a pause here real quick, and let's go back to the energy between the two of them. Dale, from when we started this until we've gotten here, we've been going for roughly an hour now. What's the energy like between the two of them?
I'd say it's more in a positive flow, and
Yeah.
there's a deeper trust between themselves and how the relationship can work and how they can work through it. I'd say you're together now, not together fully, but you've merged closer. At the start, it was kind of like there was a pushback of friction, but that friction's been slowly taken down from being able to see kind of I'd say a charting your own course in a way of how you can come out of where you're at, and you can see how it can work. And obviously with some great healers here who support you, and yeah, that's what I see.
Okay. Maty?
I see an equilibrium, because it's not easy to have people laser focus things like this on you. So you've had to, and now you're finding an equilibrium, but also there's a sense of acceptance, whereas before things were overwhelming because you didn't want them to be a certain way, or things were just out of balance between you, like I was talking about this, but now it's come together because you're accepting the position that you're in.
Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah, the grandfathers of the South feel that their voice has been heard, and they've reclaimed some more common ground, or or reclaimed some of the ground they'd felt they'd lost to something that was colder.
Mm-hmm.
So
right. So now I'm going to push this a little bit. So Amanda, I want you to find your inner light worker.
Mhm.
Really find her. Put on the full smile. Come on, hold it. Hold that full smile, and go full lover light worker on him, with the intention: is it going to attract the kids through the wall? Like, it's like you wanting to have that personal moment with him and the door's closed. So tell him full on lovers light worker stuff.
Okay, baby.
Oh, your Sagittarius is in my moon and it's perfect for us. Come on, really deep into that light worker.
That is truth. That's not light worker BS, Andrew.
Baby, you know my moon is trying your moon. You know my Venus is trying your Venus.
Yeah, it is.
You know how our chart flows. You know our destiny together. And I love you so much. And I would like to be able to have that connection outside of what's going on with the children and not letting that affect us so much. I wish we could just, be in the moment together, be present together more, not allow the outside things to throw us out of alignment.
You know what's
look how easy that was
to my ears.
Yes, look how easy that was. Look how easy.
When you
that
bring
was.
astrology into it, I mean,
because that's music to my ears.
It's
like
music
what
to
the
your
fuck?
ears. Yes, it is. Baby.
Dale, what did you see in that expression there? Were the kids looking in, or was they locked out? And what was her energy doing?
I'd say the kids were slightly looking in, but not as much this time. I'd say you've kind of freed yourself of them a lot more, and so they won't be able to come in as much. Yeah.
Okay, Maty.
Well, funny enough, I didn't hear a word of it because my kids came in.
It says everything. Laura?
the kids weren't watching at all. As far as I could see, they were playing.
Yeah. Now, Trent, turn your inner light worker on, and your goal is to turn her inner light worker on with your light worker salad.
All right, baby. Why don't we just say we're not integrating anything today? We're not going to worry about the feelings. We're not going to worry about whatever's going on. Let's just forget about it. Go have fun. When we come back, our vibration will be so high that it'll just alchemize all the BS here. Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Dale, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, I couldn't feel them in on that, and I felt as you were saying this and kind of reading into it again, was you kind of seeing a sight of fun and laughter again. And I felt like at the start you had those bags on you with all those logs in the back, and they've just been slowly taken from you, and how easy it was to remove those logs, and you kind of learning that skill of letting go of the logs and protecting, not allowing them to kind of coming anymore. And I think you're being able to understand how to do that spiritually now.
Laura?
Yeah, I know. That was just fun. So all I've got is a nice, fun, almost childlike energy about that. But just to get such a much lighter feeling to it all now because of flipping the frequencies.
Maty?
I loved it, man. You had me sold. You said that to me, I'd be like, let's go. Let's
go, right?
I'm ready. Take me in the woods, baby.
Take me.
Bring me into your first house.
And the great thing about it is that it was bullshit when you're saying it, but actually, if you actually did it, it would actually work out true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
not all light worker stuff is bad. It's just the ignorant light worker stuff is bad.
Yeah.
That's what you said to me, Andrew. You have to chop the salad sometimes.
Yep. Sometimes you got to chop the salad or toss it.
Well, here's the thing. We can go out and raise our vibration and come back and have, we still got to do the work that's here. The shit doesn't just go away. It doesn't alchemize from our high vibration.
Right.
A little bit, but we still got to do shit.
Yeah. We come right back into the vibration we left from.
Yeah, 30 minutes later, we're like,
Okay, because you opened the doors, they jumped right back into your fields and went right back to activating your programs.
Right.
Because we
That's
were
so
so
true.
open, we just let them in.
Okay. So
Wow.
all of the kids have a different spot they occupy in each of you. Okay. What you have to learn is like an etch-a-sketch. Every time they go to re-enter your field, they cannot re-enter the same spot. Okay.
Okay.
So I want you guys to slowly bring the walls down, let the kids back in. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. Let them back
Let's
in.
get it.
Open the curtain, baby.
Dale, what's happening as they're opening the curtain?
I'd say the jumping in again.
Where
Yeah, my youngest clinged right onto me.
I'd say you in your arm, your heart, your throat, quite a few different places. And it's just but them going back to familiar where they've been before.
Okay. Laura?
Yeah, I see them coming back in.
Mm-hmm.
A little more cautiously, maybe this time.
Maty?
Yeah, they're coming, but the sun's shining on you both. You can see it. You know, you're glowing slightly. And Amanda, your expression is completely different before we started this.
Oh yeah, I was not a
Okay.
happy
Yeah.
camper when we first came in.
No.
So yeah, the kids are still there, but do you know what? We found some peace and happiness anyway. So, you know, the trouble's still
Yeah,
going to
we
be the
did.
trouble, but you can
Mhm.
smile through it.
Yeah.
Smiling now.
I now want you to shake your psychic etch-a-sketches. Okay. So wherever
Mhm.
they have chairs and seats and Barco loungers, those are all gone.
Toss
Shake
them.
it, shake it,
That's
shake
my
it.
chair.
That is my chair.
My
And
chair.
you tell them where they can go into your field. And that's the spot they can go into and still be a part of your energy, but not deeply influencing your longer term issues. Yeah.
I'd say that they can go inside my heart.
I was
That's
gonna say the
it.
same thing.
Stay out of my mind. Stay out of it.
Okay. Amanda, same thing, heart, not mind.
Yeah, I felt chest and like the hug energy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I realize as I'm saying that they just, need more us time where we're not like projecting whatever on them, just like quality time, family time.
Yeah.
Now I want you to create inside your hearts a home. That's this home you're in, but energetically perfect.
It's a love cabin.
No chores to be done. Everybody's got their own Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Everyone feels complete there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Trent, put your hand on her heart, and Amanda, put your hand on his heart.
Reach, baby.
Yes. I'll turn.
Yeah. All right. And both of you complete this as a unified home. See it built from the ground up.
You can put the brick on the last chimney, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a fireplace in there
Oh,
for
there's
sure.
definitely
Yeah.
a fireplace.
And I want you internally to go full light worker on the kids. Raise their frequency internally. You don't have to do this out loud. Rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns.
I love that. Oh, there's a deer.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
we're in the forest now. We all love the forest.
Refrigerator's full of food.
Jam packed.
Dishwasher is always something mystical about the dishwasher. It self-fills and empties. Same thing with the laundry, self-fills and empties.
Folds itself, hangs itself up.
Exactly. And puts itself away too.
Loving this new home.
Okay.
Everyone has their own space, their own room.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone feels safe. Everyone's happy.
Mm-hmm. I want you to next level light worker this. Bring in the universal central sun light workers.
All frequencies of light around
Mhm.
campfire, just chanting.
Rainbow,
Mhm.
diamond, plasma light.
Mhm.
Unicorns farting rainbows out their
Mhm.
ass. And it smells good.
Smells like the diffuser.
Smells like success.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I want you to see drawers full of dollar bills everywhere, $100 bills
Oh, I
everywhere.
smelt that money. I smelt that.
We got so much money, we're lighting the fires with it.
No, we
Okay.
I said, no, we ain't.
ain't. Taurus is like, no,
Yeah.
it's in the drawers.
Now just solidify this with your own love for each other. And when you're done, just give each other a good kiss.
Love you, baby.
Love you too.
Okay.
Andrew always encouraging that sweet love.
Right? You got to have it. I'm just going to relax. You don't need to have hands over hearts anymore. Okay. Yeah. What were you seeing as they were creating that?
I was feeling them connecting and being more aware of their own home, and really connecting to that feeling of what they can grow in that space. And with love, what can love do for them? It can create a safe space for them, the children. And yeah, I felt a lot of happiness within you as you were doing it, because you were creating your own reality just by doing that. So yeah, beautiful.
It's so important just to have this love, because there's so much judgment, and there's a lot of judgment coming from me. And I just want to acknowledge that and release that and start operating more from my heart and not my mind. So my mind thinks it knows everything and it doesn't, but my heart does.
Laura, what did you see as they were creating this?
A great deal of sunshine, and more and more of your ancestors came in to help you build that home, just like they would have done before, to help you build a home in other lives. So that's how it felt. They passed you the bricks. They were there, and they are there, and they're there in the 4 directions and in between, in all directions. The ancestors are, whichever direction you face from your home, you will have an ancestor you can connect to. They're not leaving.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maty?
I was just feeding light into your creation. It's not very often I'm lost for words, but sometimes some experience is really beautiful when you do these kind of healings like this. I was just there and just adding light, and I could just see the potential that you guys have. And it's about realizing that you can't fix everything. Some things you just can't fix. Some things you've just got to learn to live with, and that is your journey. Mm-hmm. Just learning to find peace even when things don't go the way you want. And I think that's what you've got to do, make the most of what you actually do have, because there's such potential there. You guys can create so much light. And there's my light work a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to reach a high level of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to open up to calls now. So if you are in the Zoom room and want to be a part of the show, if you're not in the Zoom room and want to be a part of the show, enter the Zoom room. In the show description should be the entrance into the Zoom room, or it will be on the email link. So we're going to ask people to go ahead and raise their hands right now. Tell us about your experience watching Trent and Amanda go through their journey, whether it's the previous shows that you watched with or specifically now. I saw a lot of people in there responding to the 12-year-old rebelling girl, each of them having that own happening in their own family. So we want to get your feedback. And also you get a chance to both ask Trent and Amanda questions, or any of us here, because this is about expanding the capacity to see healing as an actual experience. Okay. So as part of the rule, when one person raises their hand, we encourage everyone else to raise their hand.
Come on, chicken shit.
Exactly. Those that know me well.
Come on, show us your light worker.
There we go. All right, let's see. I'm going to give Hillary a signal to unmute. Hillary. Hello.
Oh,
You
There you are.
made it.
Yes, in the car once again. How you doing, darling?
yes, I'm doing great. Thank you so much, everyone. That was incredible. Woo! That was awesome. And I have a lot of compassion for you as parents. I am not a parent, and I didn't rebel as a teenager, so I think I'm doing it now. I did in my 20s, and I'm doing it now in my 40s, and it's very dangerous. Caused a lot of problems. So I'm so grateful for everyone here and what I'm learning. I'm able to apply it to my own life and feel the healing, especially of home. I'm really desiring a home space for myself that feels safe, because my home didn't feel safe growing up. So what you created today was so beautiful, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of it today.
Were you able to feel any of the techniques we're able to do?
Oh yes. Yes.
What was it like for you?
I appreciate, I really resonated with Amanda in the beginning, feeling like kind of pissed off when you're talking about the light worker stuff. I've been reflecting on my own light worker BS. What's frustrating about that is that it's been such a part of my identity. And so just really wanting to be an authentic person, I've just really got to cut the bullshit. And so I appreciate Amanda's vulnerability in going through this and seeing the shift in her from the beginning of the session to the end. There's just a natural authenticity that flowed out. And so I appreciate that. That's one thing that's coming to mind foremost.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, darling, we're going to move on to the next caller. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
We're going to go on to Alfredo. Signal to unmute. Alfredo, you there?
Awesome.
Hey, you want to turn your video on?
I was going to avoid it, but if you say so, I'll do it, man. I love you so much, Andrew. You're the fucking, I know you, a lot of people kiss your ass, but you're the fucking man. You're the most
he's the
highly respected individuals in the entire spiritual community. Yeah. I can't give you enough gratitude. It always just keeps
straight up
coming forth. Yeah. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
So what did you think? This plane in existence. Thank you.
You're welcome. What did you think? Give us your feedback here.
It's there's so many words. It was intense. It's so needed to hear in this moment, and especially for me, because the family scenario. I appreciate Trent and Amanda, y'all just coming forth and being like real and authentic, and some of this stuff is deep. Like I need to hear this stuff. I need to hear this. Just bringing up all sorts of stuff. I had to take a break for a few minutes because there's so much, but I appreciate everybody just being so real and authentic. And thank you, Andrew, for changing the way you're coming forth now. I really appreciate that, because I was getting stuck in the way you've been doing things, and it's just I'm glad I was getting
stuck too. I was getting stuck too.
I'm not gonna lie, I was getting bored. I was like, oh man, more of these callers. Like, come on, like we're ready for the next level. It's step it up. You know?
So when it comes to you, that was challenging and overload. Was it the emotions of your own recognition?
Some of that, and then some of the interactions with my kids, because the more this stuff was being talked about, it started bringing up stuff in me, and I was like, oh yeah. Started seeing her side, started seeing the kid's side, like how I get caught up in all the psychic energies that are going on all the time, and I let that kind of just run the show sometimes, because sometimes it gets so intense, and that's why I always have to go outside and like just get some space and some distance so I get some clarity. Otherwise, I get caught up in the soup of everything going on. You know?
The little masters, Alfredo. Little masters.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I love that you said that, Maty, because they are little energetic masters. They know how to pull it. They know how to trigger us. They know how to play the cards. They know how to run the game.
They know how to trigger.
Yeah.
Now, can you figure out how to put on an anti-brat shield that they can't break? It's still designed from love. It's designed from love.
Yeah.
Can you outthink the 2-year-old, the 5-year-old, and the 7-year-old? The answer is yes. Okay. And you got to create a shield of love that allows you to lock out the psychic brats. so that you, the raw you, can come back without being watered down by them. All parents need to learn this in every aspect of parenting. You're doing it from love. You're not conditionalizing love. You're not harming them. You're putting a situation where you cannot be a psychic brat in my field. Okay? How hard is that going to be for you?
It's not hard at all. I just have to acknowledge it. That's something I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I keep wanting to like have an open heart and be like, no boundaries, guys. But
those boundaries are so important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one that makes me lose my shit is that the kids, what they'll do is this, because we have three girls here, and what they'll do is not only will they interrupt each conversation, they interrupt each thought I'm having as well. So each time I'm running around, I'm going to this place, and they'll stop, bang, Dad, where did this? Next one, bang, Dad, that's, and I've completely forgotten what I was thinking. And so I'll spend an hour trying to have one fucking thought, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's, for me, it's just that bit of it, that's what gets me the most, is I have to say to them, hang on a minute, I literally need my own mind. You need to let me have my own thoughts for at least 10 minutes. And they get it, because I've said it so many times, and they realize they're doing it. It's like warfare, isn't it? It's literally like psychic warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you literally got to talk to them. Like, listen, I just got home. Give me 10, 15 minutes to just decompress and get my shit together, and then I will attend to you.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have to create that boundary and communicate that with them.
If you can't actually have your own thoughts, something's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or the credit card the shit out, yeah. Take a few $10 out there. Keep withdrawing some money from you.
every now and then cashing $100 check. Yeah. What the fuck you spending this shit on?
Don't forget about those checks that bounce. Those checks bounce sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
Then you become bankrupt and completely out of energy.
Yes.
Completely.
Well, that's when you lose your shit. That's when you shout, and then all the shame, blame, and guilt programs come along.
Mm-hmm. But you were the one that gave him the card, access to the ATMs.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So you got to learn to change the PIN numbers on them.
Oh, yeah. Wi-Fi's and pins are getting changed tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy love.
Daddy love.
So how many of you have pets? And as you're coming home from work, the pet's waiting for the door by you?
Well, every time I get up in the morning as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Kids are in your field the second you clock out of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Metaphorically. So Alfredo, this is something that you got to realize. They're in your field even before you get home. Okay. What can you do to safely put them back in their bodies while you're returning home?
Hey, your mic's off, buddy.
Could someone unmute him? I'm on a different device here.
No, you're good. I'm just having things are just starting to make more sense. Just acknowledging this, because I didn't even consider that. I'm just like, I'm far away from them. I'm distant from them, but then I keep forgetting that they're
energy masters. So distance is nothing to them.
I keep forgetting that.
Maybe create a distraction for them, something that they enjoy, to keep them occupied until you can do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Broadcast an episode of Paw Patrols.
Yeah.
Put on Lord of the Rings. Okay.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
Snapchat.
Build a roller coaster park for them. Whatever you got to do, you got to do it. You got to do it.
I actually Snapchat my children throughout the day. So while I'm at work, I'll get, my girls will post me funny faces, and then I'll go into the toilets and do one back. I actually enjoy Snapchat like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we do that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alfredo, the energy master that you are, what can you create? Okay, come on, give it a chance here. Spotlight's on you. That can give you the break you need to process.
There's a lot of energy on.
A lot of eyes on.
That's how much energy their energy is in your field right now. It's actually blocking your processing. They are taking up CPU space in you.
Jeez.
So right now, I think you need to put them outside of your body. They can no longer have access to your CPU space. And you got to do this out of love for all of them. This is bloatware on this is like bloatware on a Microsoft computer that's slowed down. Okay.
No guilt can come in.
Yeah, no guilt can come in, no shame, blame, guilt, none of the projections of any of the brat energy can come through. You feel your CPU coming back to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much CPU space do you got back?
A good amount. Man. I'm sorry, Andrew. There's so much stuff at once. Kind of man.
You have a backlog of processing going on. That's all that it means.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're lending out your CPU, your hard drives that are supposed to be isolated just for you.
I am. I've been feeling so burned out, Andrew. I keep thinking about all those things you told me like years ago, or no, a year ago or a year or two ago, that I would get burned out. And it's an aspect I didn't want to accept, because I was like, you know what, forget Andrew. He just told me this stuff. It's the truth. I've been burned out, and I just don't want to acknowledge it. You know?
So now in this acknowledging state, you recognize I'm burned out. One of my hard drives is making the grinding noise. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to give back to yourself. It's ultimately where you're at right now. And this is where you can give back CPU ownership to yourself out of love, because it will only make you a stronger parent.
Yeah. Need to do this more.
There's a lot of energy on him right now.
That's because he's beginning to realize how burned out he really is and how he let himself get to there. Forgive.
What helps Trent and I a lot, when we go out into nature, just disappear in the woods for an hour or two and just really get close to the ground, sit on the ground, put your hand and feet on the ground, and just, allow the earth to take some of that energy from you, and then find your center again, connecting with the elements.
I haven't been doing that at all. I've been so out of just trying to be the super dad and take care of everybody else. I haven't been going on adventures like I used to do. I haven't been doing all the things that I used to do that like inspired me to like live my life, and been so caught up in everything else, all the other scenarios or family circumstances, and just lost the inner child that was explorative, I just don't even have. Oh, go ahead.
I want to see your inner child coming in and replacing all of your other children's place temporarily out of love. It is as equal as each and every one of those children. And over the next couple of weeks, this is a practice that you'll have to do, is make your inner child equal to each one of them.
And also you could have your inner child play with them as well. And that could be fun for you guys.
But at the beginning, while he's recovering from the burnout, it's about his inner child being equal to all of theirs.
Right.
Okay? Master this skill first. Yeah.
What's your inner child saying, Alfredo? There's an interesting conversation going on.
He's just take care of everybody else's needs but my own. Inner child wants to do some fun stuff, man. Inner child wants to go have fun. I just keep, and I beat myself down with it.
I feel like you need to get on a go-kart or something and just go really fast.
I also feel like there's a lot of guilt with your time. You know, you feel guilty about wanting to take that time for yourself.
Yeah.
Parenthood and guilt come hand in hand. They come hand in hand for so many people, because we all make mistakes, man. Each and every one of us, we make mistakes. And if you have children, they're there to witness the mistakes. That's just a fact.
And oftentimes your children want you to confuse what's your heart and your mind, because they don't know the difference either. And when you're trying to come from a heart space awareness and they want to stay in your mind and they want you to go to mind, only respond to me, mind, until you submit. Okay. Think of this like a martial arts submission move right now, and your kids are doing a submission move on you. And you've got to, out of love, unsubmit. I am stronger than your toehold right now, stronger than your chokehold. I'm stronger than your child death lock on my brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every parent knows what that feels like.
I want to give them so much love and attention, and I want to have fun with them, but then like forget about my own child. My own inner child, my own inner fucking Alfredo that wants to have fun.
It needs love and attention too.
Yeah, I got different interests, you know. I got different things I love to do, not just everybody else's interests. You know?
You need to have your own experiences free of them, Alfredo, too.
Which is martyrdom.
Totally yours, free of anyone else. That are totally yours. Alfredo's journey.
Yes.
Now you're out of CPU space and into infinite heart space again.
I got to run for you guys. I'll put him on the spot. Like I got to go in.
I want you to discard the extra hard drives. Unplug them from yourself. All the D, E, F, D, Y drives that are all excess kid drives. They're unplugged from your network. Okay? I want you to open a spiritual safe, put them inside the safe, and close the door. And you got to remind yourself, I can no longer be hard drive storage space for the children. I do that out of my natural, loving father memories. Okay. I want you to see some new hard drives coming to you direct from your soul that have fun programs and games in them for your inner child to play with. Okay. Racing games, airplane games, fighting games, whatever it is. You get the metaphor. And connect those new hard drives to your kid with some joysticks.
On an N64 joystick.
There you go. Okay.
This is exciting.
Yeah. A lot has changed in you, and that's just this handful of minutes. And like I said before, you're going to go back and repractice turning on the anti-brat shield, coming back to yourself, unplugging the extra hard drives they're trying to plug into you and putting them back in the safe.
Yeah. Feeling more expansive, just getting into space here.
Huh?
Everybody else's space has been overwhelming my space, you know.
Your space is no longer your sacred space. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm closing in, like always, like things are just always closing in, you know, just like, fuck, man, what about, I gotta expand, you know? I get it.
All right, Alfredo, thanks for a lot for calling in. Really fun talking to you again.
Thank you so much, everybody here. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Alfredo.
Have a good one.
Later.
All right, so let's move on to the next caller. So who wants to select the next caller? My compatriots in show running.
Compatriots.
As I'm trying to teach them to step forward and choose colors.
What
Hint,
about
hint, wink, wink.
Lanisha? What about Lanisha?
Lanisha, we're giving you the signal to unmute.
Oh, perfect radio voice there. I've trained you well.
Good
That was the
morning,
best one yet.
Hi, where are you calling from, Lanisha?
LA.
LA, welcome. What did you think of today's show?
I thought I really enjoyed it. I really did. Yeah, I told a friend of mine about you, and she told me that you're doing this now. So I decided to peep in and check it out. I really dig it.
Yeah, it's next leveling. Like we were saying before, I got bored of doing the other stuff and I wanted the next level and show people advancing and healing by bringing regular people who already got skills in themselves to know what self-healing and nurturing is and helping people see the journey that they're going through so that they can do it within themselves, have a framework to work from.
I love it. I love it. This is snaps for you right here.
Yeah. Right. That's right. It's nappy.
I'll tell you one of the things that I really did, I mean, immediately when you were talking about the, can I do the video? Is that okay?
Sure, go ahead and turn your video on. Yeah.
So one of the things that I really, really liked, I immediately, when you were telling them to do their heart space, and telling them to, put the daughter in a certain heart space and she can only have so much. I think I'm remembering it right. I mean, it was just a few minutes ago, right? So I immediately went to every person in my life who I felt like I felt like I was just wide open to the world. And of course I did my children, they were already first. But then I did the this couple of guys I just can't seem to shake out of my energy field. It's like, how do they keep just getting me? How do they know when I'm like weak or, more susceptible to their trickery or something like that? So it's like, okay, no, you get a house over here and you get a house over here. Okay, I got a good friend house right here. You can have a good friend house in my house, in my heart space. And you can have the my children, they all have their own houses. I mean, I started creating community in my heart space. So I totally love that. I totally love that. Yeah, that felt so good. And I actually felt lighter, my own self. After I did that, I felt lighter. So thanks for that. That's what I learned from the experience that the couple were going through. Also, by the way, they have vinyl wall covering if you want to paint instead of painting the room, you can put it on and take it off without having to worry
I thought about that.
Yeah.
That's definitely something to look
That's
into.
good. Yeah.
It's a good idea.
And you guys are awesome for being so vulnerable and open to us. Appreciate you for that as well.
Thank you.
And being teachers for us. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's a wonderful opportunity for us, So we're happy to do it.
Absolutely.
We're trying to get through this shit.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
All right, Lanisha, let's move on to the next caller. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
So I will let somebody else choose. Maty, you choose now.
Okay, my internet's playing up at the moment. I'm going to pick Suzanne.
Suzanne, signal to unmute.
Hello.
Hi, Suzanne. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. You want to turn on video?
Sure.
Hello. What did you think of today's show?
Actually, I want to tell you, I've been looking forward to this show. I did not see this show, but I'm going to watch it later, but I wanted to tell you how the first couple shows that you did, the first one with Amanda and Dale with his hands, he worked on me during that. He worked on me a couple days with those hands and those strings and the trailer park stuff. And it was huge for me, huge. And then also with Trent, and when you the inner thug, I was doing the inner thug last week. And I was curious, I can't wait to hear the show. I really wanted to hear it and I couldn't. I had to go out today, but I really want to hear the show because I wanted to hear how you guys were affected. But I healed my inner thug, and there was so much that you guys have done for me that I can't even tell you. Because
share with us about how it helped you heal your inner thug.
Okay, so I was working on it, and I worked with the energies, of course, last week. And the inner thug is, I did something to somebody, and my inner thug came out, and I yelled at her, and my first thing happens is regret. So the regret came in, and I sat with the regret. Every time I felt it, I sat with it. Well, then when I let it down, I realized why it was there. It was a protection all my life. Well, then sure enough, that night, we get this phone call and somebody said something. And I thought, well, that's why I have my inner thug. And I cried for 3 days every time I thought of it. I can share with you what it was. I don't know if you want to hear what it was.
Yeah,
but
please share with us.
My son went to college when he was, in 2010, he went to college. And I knew when he went to college, he was going to get up and move away and go to another state. And I would not be around. My grandchildren would be far. So I've been protecting my heart. Well, my daughter-in-law is pregnant. She's due February. And when my inner thug came out and I healed it, they live in Colorado. They're here now. We're having a baby shower tomorrow. And last week, the day that I healed my inner thug, because my husband, they called me on the phone and said, well, when the baby comes, we don't want you to bring Sarah, who is my special needs daughter, because we think it would be too much stress. So we took it internally thinking, oh my God, they hate Sarah, all this kind of shit you come up with. And my husband's like, we're not that. He called her a name. I said, we're not doing that. I knew what it was. I knew what it was, my inner thug. And I cried because I knew that this is what I didn't want. And I'm telling you, every time I thought about it, I thought, oh my God, I just cried for 3 days. And I said, we'll talk to them. When we see them, we will have that conversation. Well, sure enough, 3 days later, this is a rough week for me. They're here. And I told them, I said, they thought I was going to go out there and do all this stuff and be in their space. And I said, Lauren, we never had that conversation. She said, I didn't mean it that way. And the way she explained it, I just knew. I'm telling you, my whole world has shifted since you guys started the show. Dale, his stuff, and Laura, with you, I could cry. I'm not a crier. My inner thug is gone. So thank you, Trent, because you share your stuff. And then another thing I learned too is everybody in my family died young. My mother died the same year my brother died, within 6 months of each other. Everybody died, and I had that lineage. And Andrew, you said about that lineage, about you have that curse. I've been healing that curse. Andrew, you have no idea what you've done for me in this whole platform. I feel like a new person.
Wonderful.
I just thank you all.
That's awesome.
And Maty, I've been watching all your stuff. I watch it and I watch it over, but this is a whole new level. All my relationships were changed. Every relationship of my whole reality has totally changed.
When you took control and didn't let the thug overreact, and the words came out afterwards, it's not the way she meant it. Nothing got blown up, and you created healing.
Yes. Even my daughter, Sarah, who literally can say shit to make me cry because she can be so mean. And I thought, well, I have to heal something there in her as well. Or in myself, because it's a reflection of what we are. I want to tell you, light language. I've been afraid of light language. I used to have these dreams where I was held down and my hands were bound, and I started doing it. And it's really interesting. My whole body tingles when I do it. And when Maty did that light language for, I guess it was Trent, and his was really interesting. And I was like, wow. So it's really, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm unleashed. And I want to do your master class. I just don't know when I'm going to do it. I have to really think about that. But that keeps coming up in my reality. You guys are amazing. I get a little bit overwhelmed when you talk about doing doing the alcohol and stuff, that's the stuff that overwhelms me, the deep part of your
why?
you know,
Why does it overwhelm you? Why does it overwhelm?
Because I feel like it's more work I have to do instead of just taking the moment and saying, oh, that's just something that's going to come up in your reality and you work on that later. That's what it is. I feel like it's more work. And I'm like, but
Well,
and your masterclass kept,
but look at the results that you've had from the work that you've just done. Because what you've just described to us is work. That's actually putting in the work, mate. You've got to understand that, right? And so, you know,
I have been. I just think, well, maybe that's not just for me right now.
No.
But that's okay. I don't know. But it's huge. I can't. I smile all the time. I literally walk around smiling all the time at people and go, "Oh my gosh."
You don't have to do everything all at once, right? Don't have to do everything all at once. You pick what's relevant and what's in your field, and then you get to learn things, and then you have fun with it. And so it just builds on each other, and the practice will build over years. That's you know, you can't just have it all in one go. You can see the benefits from it already.
Absolutely. And I think it's funny with Dale and his hands. I'm telling you, Dale worked on me for 3 days with his hands. And I
Fantastic.
And it's like that kind of stuff. So, you know, and then like I love hearing the stories because I resonate so much with the stories that you guys say, because like Dale was saying, like he almost was like with the veganism, he almost killed himself. And I still struggle with food. I still eat the meat. And then I go, well, is it really bad to eat the meat? I know you shouldn't eat the meat. You know, it's like, I like a good meatball. I'm Italian, you know.
I live on meat, Suzanne. I live on meat and fat. That's what I live on. That's my diet.
Yeah.
It's just vast. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, I'm just eating the meat. I'll do the revocation, and then I think, well, you're cheating out on that.
But you're hard on yourself, aren't you, Suzanne? Yeah. You're hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it do you enjoy the meat when you eat it, right?
Yeah.
You enjoy it. That's it. That's joy. Just have joy from it, because joy is the frequency that you want. So do you enjoy cooking?
I love to cook.
Right. Do you sing when you cook? Can you sing when you cook?
No, but my husband says you really get in. I forget how he says it. He because the way I chop my food and I do all that stuff. I enjoy. I put love into my food. I always have.
That's alchemy. That's the start of your brewing or whatever it is you want to do. What you're doing there is alchemy. So you're putting love into that food. So that food's going to taste really good because you're putting all that good energy. That's all alchemy. Any of the alchemy is all that, just layer upon layer of doing that the whole time, putting love and joy and your passion for it into whatever it is you're doing, whether it's making alcohol or cooking food or making a grandmother's soup. There's nothing complicated about the alchemy at all.
Another thing too, when I was listening to you, Andrew, and you were talking, and you took us on it was funny that the ride when we went up, you went up, and you said, I want to take you on the ride, and you went up and there was Andrews everywhere. That was such a great visual, because I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what you're trying to show us all, that we create so much of that. I don't know. I'm just so
those are real places and spaces. And as you go deeper into this journey, and you begin to expand how you can experience different dimensions as the person that you are, you know, while still being grounded in your body, you realize that most of it's a thought construct. And a lot of the beings that you'll meet out there live in thought. It's really hard to explain until you get out. But
I think
that is the creation.
Yeah. That's what overwhelms me, the whole thought of it. And I think that's because my mind can't grasp it. When I've listened to Ellie Andrew for 2 years and I've learned so much, but it's because I want to be there already and I can't be. Another thing that I got rid of was the martyrdom program, where you feel like you have to help everybody else. Well, now I don't feel like I have to help anybody else. I have to help myself. You know, everyone's like, oh, share this, do that. No, I did all that. It comes up in your reality when you're ready for it. And if they're looking for it and seeking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the pushing on people, I had a dream. I'm a big dreamer, and I had a dream. My biggest thing was vaccines. And I had this little person yelling at me in my dream, how dare you step on my journey? This is my journey. I came in this life. I want to experience this. Who are you to step on my journey? And I was like, oh, well, that's the end of that. You know, but it's a program. So whatever. I'm telling you, the last couple months have been huge for me. Huge.
Hey,
I didn't
Dale.
work with the energies and the portals, and I know what they are. The 8-8 was huge for me too, but I inward it because I know that it's me and I have to work on me. So I just don't take it out on anybody else, that kind of thing. But I thank you all. I feel like we're a tribe. I see you in the astrals. I'm always dreaming about Andrew. I don't know.
Yeah, all of us are.
All of us.
Do you know, Andrew, I think she deserves one of our t-shirts, Andrew. What do you think?
Yes,
These
she deserves a full-on recovering lightworker t-shirt.
We're gonna get you a t-shirt.
I was a terrible light worker person, but Dale, I really resonate with you because I'm a lot of that. Because Andrew, you'll go, "Are you A+?" And I'll be like, "Shit, am I A+?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing this how many times a day?" And then you get this spiny up your ass because then you're like, "Well, you're doing it too much." It's such a mind fuck. I'm telling you to try to figure it all out and do it right.
It's always like that.
We've got a lot more exciting shows to come. We'll come back. We'll have another Lightworker, another Dragon Day, another visit, tour of the universe. Those are coming because we want to expand everybody's ability in between these healing shows and some of the other stuff that we've got coming up. It's again to expand the next level. All right, Suzanne, thanks for calling in.
Thank you
so much, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, co-hosties, pick the next caller.
So, Sarah, we're giving you the signal to unmute.
Beautiful.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, where are you calling from?
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Do you want to turn on your video?
No, I'm not going to turn on the video today.
Might be in the background.
I'm at work today, so.
What did you think of today's show?
Powerful, challenging, deep. I had a question for Trent and Amanda about your daughter. Has she started her menstrual cycle?
Yeah, she started that actually when she was right before she turned 11. So that definitely adds to what we're dealing with.
And I noticed I've got two kids. One's 18, the other one's 11, or 12, I'm sorry.
We have 18 and we have 12 and 8.
So that's challenging to mix all of those. Is it all girls or is it a mix?
All girls.
All girls.
All girls.
Bless your hearts. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I know something that helped for me, especially since you're into the astrology, is I would notice their cycles showing up and going through. And with the puberty, sometimes it, when I would bring it up as a possibility for them to consider that you've got all of these chemicals going through your body right now and you don't have any control over it,
won't have to get it dry.
It can make a difference for you.
Yes.
And when they would consider that, I would notice like an immediate change from this. Aggressive is not quite the word, just overblown and like tumultuous attitude that was there. But when I gave them something to think about, that maybe some of the stuff that they're experiencing and feeling in their body, some of it's not in their control when we get all of those chemicals flowing through and changing when we're hitting puberty. And you guys should be so very proud of yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
maintaining that. And do you bring them out there with you when you're talking about getting out on the ground and just laying down? And
yeah, it's harder to get the 12-year-old out there, but our 8-year-old, she loves being out with us. And, we teach them all the things that we do and, connecting with the elements and, being around the fire. And, we love to go swimming and do all these things together as a family. And it's very helpful because we come home and it's like, we're all completely refreshed and we're all centered and we're all grounded. And it definitely helps a lot.
excellent. That's excellent. Glad to hear it. You guys just keep doing it. And it's beautiful to watch you two work through when Andrew and Maty and Laura and Dale are giving you the suggestions and telling you what they're seeing. And you let go and show us what it's going to look like physically to overcome these challenges and to look at these challenges as they come up right immediately. So thank you very much for putting yourselves out there. Appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome. We're
Thank you,
very
Sarah.
grateful to have the opportunity to do so.
Yes. Thank you for being a part of the journey with us.
Glad to be here, and it's so fun and fascinating to watch everybody changing and growing and seeing it in myself as well. And yeah, we're getting ready to come up to a new year here soon, so excellent.
What kind of growths are you seeing in yourself as you're watching these shows?
Well, Andrew, personally, right now, I'm still feeling a lot of the tumultuous wave crashed over me. I'm still churning, haven't figured out which way is up just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to relax into that, keep doing my daily work. Sometimes I catch myself, I don't want to do the journaling because what's going on in my mind and my heart at that moment, I don't want to put that down. I don't want to come back and look at that. So I just let that go. And then I'll pick my journaling back up later, or I will do ceremony, or so just trying to figure out what the new next steps are.
Okay.
So,
and from these shows, all of these shows, these new shows, what are you beginning to see are your next steps?
Breathing, lots of breathing. Allowing the synchronicities that show up to be exciting. Oh, wow, that's a new synchronicity. And being that I work in an apothecary, it's a lot of fun to play with all of the different tinctures that we create. And right now, my apothecary is leading us through music therapy. And so we're investigating how we can tune our tinctures, and we also have patches and whatnot, and allowing my vibration to get healed with the tools that I'm using. And just watching the little changes, a little less skittish, a little less what's that in the corner, that kind of a thing. Because I had several years of the trauma of you'd hear a sound because that person makes that sound and you associate it, and then you think, what's coming next? So having that fall away for me is nice.
Sorry about that. I was muted. Those are beautiful, beautiful words coming from you as you're beginning to show your growth and how the different shows affect you. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right. We have time for one more caller. Who is going to pick the caller?
Samantha. Let's have Samantha.
Samantha, signal to unmute.
Hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from, darling?
I'm Newmarket, England.
Newmarket, England. Welcome to the show. What did you think of the show so far today?
Amazing. Amazing. When Laura was talking about being, I could really feel the heart space being connected with Amanda's child. And I felt that child in me, that there was a part of me that didn't release that when my parents were going through a divorce, and I just felt like I never had a voice, or I just wanted that one-on-one time, and I really, really connected with that. It was amazing.
That's why we do these shows with all these different perspectives.
Yeah, it made me really tearful. It was absolutely beautiful.
That's real healing coming through.
Yeah. And then I could feel all of Dale's, like, it was like golden spider webs coming through. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
So-
I appreciate that. I polish those webs all the time.
How long you been listening for, Samantha?
Oh, quite some time. But I resonate a little bit with the other callers, as in I find myself off and on, like, I don't know whether it's rebellion or whether it's unworthiness, but stuff to work on. But it really helps. And also talking about children, because I've been struggling with my son since COVID. COVID kind of hit him really bad. He was doing his GCSEs, and he kind of lost faith in the whole system, and he was doing really well prior to that, and then not being able to do his rugby, going through his like testosterone period and all the rest of it, and then he's become a bit of a hermit, and then addicted to computer games and different things like that. And it's not trying not to step on his journey, but also being a loving mom and not wanting him to pass by opportunities that are presented to him every day and seeing his beautiful light, but not in a light work way, but just as friendships, as school, as opportunities that you have every day, even going out for a walk. It's been really difficult without stepping on his journey of what he wants to do.
Is he rude to you, or is he sad?
It's a bit of both, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He, like when you were talking, Matt, it was actually amazing for me. It like made some really good connections about the space of the energy, because sometimes when I talk to him, I'm like, Phil, I'm in a really level-headed, loving space, and then all of a sudden I get this anger, and I'm obviously picking up his anger. And then like yesterday, I think I drove to work and I was just so disappointed in myself for being angry with him because he wouldn't go to school, and he wouldn't go to school, and he's just giving up. And then I was driving to work thinking, oh, that's not my energy. Like, why did I allow that? But obviously, like you say, self-forgiveness, and the next hour to hour, minute to minute is yours.
It is difficult, but you want the best for your kids, and each generation looks at the one coming after them and says, oh, can't you see the mistakes that I made? And I still get that from, I still get it generation to generation. I try to look forward in my life and imagine what a future version of myself would actually say to myself, but you can't just get it through to them. They've got to experience these things, haven't they? And
but I don't want him to live my life. It was challenging.
Yeah, but even just, but I don't know. There's a new ways to life. I mean, challenges are painful, but they do have their benefit. They turn us into the people that we are. But this generation seems to have so few challenges, but yet everything is so utterly overwhelming. And this computer addiction, and then just lack of social interaction.
Yeah.
I've lost one to all of that. And that's their journey now. They're going to have to see if they can heal in the future, but I can't be a part of it. But they don't live with me, so it makes things different. Obviously, if they were completely dependent upon me, then they're like 22. So it is difficult. It is difficult, but it's like a new disease, isn't it? I mean, they can sit up all night long playing those computer games, no stimulants at all. Sometimes not even eat.
Yeah. I also think the system limits them, like, and that's not blame, shame. Like, I don't mean it in that respect, but
Facts.
It's just like,
it's just a fact.
It's fact, absolutely.
Yeah. And I said to Morgan, like, you get so many synchronicities in life. Like, you just do something that's your passion that you want to do, and then everything else then follows. You meet someone, or you talk to someone, or they say, oh, come and volunteer here. It's not always about money either. You just have to experience. So,
you got to keep instilling those values and let them make their changes and their adjustments themselves. And it can be hard whenever you see a child with so much potential throwing all that potential away. That's a big one for us.
Yeah.
And if they get rude and they start insulting people in the house or slamming doors, and things can get really difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really difficult. But there's another side to a lot of these young generation. They just seem kind of docile, really, and sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of his friends are the same. It's
yeah.
But then also they're all really beautiful.
Yes.
And that's the importance of healing yourself, and the kids seeing that parent healing themselves, spending some time on themselves. And when they grow up with that, they see you, even though they won't acknowledge it in the physical and tell you, but they're able to see it subconsciously. You working on yourself at all times. And I think that's the best thing we can do as parents, is work on ourselves. And like all these conversations and which we've gone over with Trent and Amanda, as teaching us how to have the tools to do that. And that's the best thing we can do, is heal ourselves during these times, and for the next generation to see us healing ourselves as way showers. And we will fuck up, we'll get it wrong, but it's just that level of forgiveness moving forward, and marching on as a parent.
And we have to remember too, like, we are making a difference. Like, the things that we do, small or not, like, they are having an effect on them. So that's comforting to know that you are making a difference, and it's just not for nothing. Because sometimes it can feel like you're just not making any progress at all with them, but that's not true. We know that's not true.
And I've also noticed that a lot of these kids coming in, I mean, obviously they're very old souls, and they're very aware. So, and they see, what's wrong with the system, and they don't want a part of it. So it's hard to get them to go to school and do the things that they need to do, that, we feel that they need to do to succeed, but they have their own path, and they'll get to where they need to be no matter what. But that's very hard for me to allow her to have that. You need to be in school, because if you're not in school, then it will come back on me. And finding the balance between that and allowing them to be themselves, and to follow their own path.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
None of my babies went to school. No, we taught them all at home, but it's a different situation if they're in school and then you take them out of school and they've got the attention of the school. So different states, obviously, and countries have different rules and laws about these things. Yeah. But over here, we were able to take them out. They never went, to be honest. And we found that now, as they're getting into their teen years, they've learned, or early teen years, they've learned what it is just to live life without those pressures. And now one of them's like A-level art, and she's only 14, 15 maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, she's A-level art. Look at, there's 4 of them. But there's so many different ways to it. But I don't know how it works where you are. So some children just don't belong in school. I was one of those. It was no benefit to me at all.
Yeah.
No.
It's that same inner rebellion that we all felt as kids.
Right.
Towards the system that we knew was bullshit. And now that rebellion is coming towards us.
Yeah.
We just have to remember that.
If you truly hate school and somebody's telling you must go to school, then that's your enemy, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's non-judgmental. It's not saying it's right or wrong. It's just a fact.
It is, and it's hard to balance that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, we are at the end of the show. Samantha, thanks a lot for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
You're so welcome. All right, everybody. I have another show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the return of the comedy show. So if you have nothing to do at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 a.m. UK time, or 5 p.m. Pacific time, and want to have some fun, we are reinitializing the comedy show. All the links are essentially go to my YouTube channel, and then there'll be a room for the Zoom link there, pasted into the show description. So if you want to be a caller, you'll be able to go in there. Yes, the comedy show is coming back. And because Twitter has absolutely changed, we will be broadcasting on Twitter also. We're going to see if Elon Musk is making Twitter useful or not. So come with us and be a twit or a twat or a tweeter as we are reinitializing the comedy show, where anything goes, and we aim to do what? Offend you. Yes. This is where you can throw off your light worker garbage and just be human for a little bit. Yes, there'll be a Zoom. Beautiful. We'll just post the link inside the YouTube chat room. so that people can get into the Zoom room. Yes, everybody. So pass it far, pass it wide. The comedy show is back. I want to thank Trent and Amanda. You guys are absolutely amazing. We will be having you back on the show, I believe, in 2 weeks. We have another show that is planned. It might be one more week after that, but we're going to go to the next level of healing. And we're going to give people a break because we want them to practice. And we want to encourage everyone to go back and listen to those shows. Watch them go through their progression so that we can have a big Q&A, a big question and answer on what it takes for couples to heal together.
And I'll honestly say there's so much value in just watching things over, taking notes, reading notes. There's layers of value, people. Keep watching. Just had to say that.
All right. Last words, Maty?
I don't have any.
Okay, good enough. A man of few words. Laura?
you could use light language, Maty. I've loved it. I've loved doing this with Trent and Amanda. It's been great.
Let's
really
hear it.
Enjoyed it.
We love it too.
Yeah.
We love
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Adore it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys so much, honestly.
Thanks. Thank you.
We love you
Dale?
guys so much.
It's been all love and light and great fluffy clouds and rainbows.
Many hands are reaching out to everybody. Oops.
And if anybody would like psychic surgery sessions, I do them online as well. And Maty and Laura do sessions if you go to Two Feathers Medicine and the Symmetry of Health page as well to have a look what we do and offer. It's been an absolute honor and journey, and thank you again, Laura, Andrew, Maty, and Amanda and Trent. It's been an experience, and it's elevated me as well of how I think. So it's incredible to be part of these shows, and for everyone listening as well, love and light.
And anybody that wants to have a session with me, I'm always open to having sessions. You can go to my website, andrewbartzis.com, and also contact my PA, Michelle, at mpa@galactichistorian.com. All right, everybody, have a great day. And for those of you that will be returning 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the return of the comedy show. All right, Joel, take us away.